Hey, hey, hey. You know what day it is. What day is it? It's Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Come on, Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Tuesday Tea with D. Hey, boo. Hey, how are you? What is shaking bacon? What's crack-a-lacking? I cracked myself up. How you doing? Did you miss me? I know it's only been a week, but I'm back with another dose and another serving of Tuesday Tea with D. And this week's tea is a chamomile limoncello. And this is one of those teas that you get like from the hotel when you go to an event and they have like the different teas out. And so I think I like this one. And so I took an extra, had it in my tea bag. And I've got so many different types of teas in my tea bag. I have a big Ziploc bag full of teas. And so it's like if I'm out somewhere, and this, so backstory to this is years ago when I would go to conferences and stuff like that, like, and I wanted like tea, everyone always had coffee. No one had tea. And then if they had tea, it was tea that I didn't like. And then if they had tea, they only had sugar, or they would have honey and no lemon, or they would have sugar and lemon, but no honey. And so I have this big bag where I have like little lemon juice packets. I have little honey packets. And I have tons of tea. Mainly because if y'all don't have it, I'm gonna bring it. And so this was one of those in that bag that, like, when I go, at least I know that I can have tea that I like, I can be warm and that sort of thing. And to be honest, depending upon where I am, I have a little mug, my little thermos thing that keeps water hot. And so I may just put some hot water in there, keep it hot, and then I can make my own tea wherever I go, because they always have hot water. So that's the backdrop to that. So this tea is actually really good. And can I tell you that I have a honey lemon honey in there? And so last year, y'all know about my teas the loose teas that I got from Hilton Head. Well, I also went to a honey store, and they have like elderberry honey, ginger honey, which I brought home. So good. I need to get some more. They also have honey sticks. And these honey sticks, or honey straws, they're like straws, but they're sticks, honey sticks. And so they had different flavors. And so I happened to be I forgot all about them, child. They were in the back of my little tea cabinet, which tells you how much tea I had. But they were in the back of the tea cabinet, and they happened to fall. I said, "Oh, let me put some of this in here." And so, of course, it was good. But I tasted, and I said, "Oh, this is the lemon honey, stick." So good, so good, so good. So you know that that's not the only reason why I'm here, right? And so this week's Tuesday Tea with D is brought to you by my 90-minute, let me pull this up so you can see it, my 90-minute strategy session, the Get Unstuck and Get Started 90-minute strategy session. And so this is for those of you who have been interested in possibly working with me one-on-one, but you're not sure if you're ready for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. And so this strategy session literally is, you come to me, you've got questions, you want strategy. It's kind of like an extended version of a pick my brain session. And you basically get a chance to pick my brain. We talk about, where you're stuck, and then we work through it, right? And so for more information, you can go to TrueheartSpeaks.as.me/get unstuck. That's TrueheartSpeaks.as.me/not get unstuck, get started. That is the other one is actually my discovery call link. And so these are $500, and I'm bringing them back. I actually took them away maybe about a year and a half ago and only included them as part of my one-on-one private coaching. But I had a young lady that I met with maybe a couple of weeks ago, and she wasn't sure if she was ready for the 3, the 6, or the 12-month coaching. And I said, well, let's look at, the 90-minute. Let's kind of see where you are, see how I can support you. I sent her the link. She paid for it. She booked it like within a couple of days. And it was amazing. And I was like, I need to bring these back. And so I'm bringing them back. And so, like I said, if there's, an area that you're stuck in, an area that you need strategy in, an area that you need some like ideas around like how to move or how to change some stuff up or shift some things, then I'm your girl, right? Obviously. And this might be the thing for you, right? And so there are five of them available every single month. And so if that's something that you're interested in, literally you can go to, and I'll put this here for a second, you can go to the website, and so you see the little thing down here, the little ticker going by, and all you got to do is go to that link, put your information in, pay for your session, and then you can book your call all in one, right? And then when I get it, there's a Zoom link that you'll get, and then we can be ready to get it crack-a-lacking. Okay. So this week's session, this week's tea is brought to you by the Get Unstuck and Get Started 90-minute strategy session. And so I'll talk a little bit about that throughout. I'll be dropping it because I feel like, we've got to stop doing what's not working. And we've got to also, which is going to lead into today's conversation, start thinking of different ways to do things, right? And so today we're talking, and I'm really asking you this question: have you considered an alternate route? Have you considered an alternate route? Why am I asking you this? I'm going to get to it in just a second after I drink some more of this good old tea. All right. So, backstory. A couple weeks ago, it may have maybe been a month ago, I was taking my son to school. I take him to school every morning, pick him up every afternoon after school. And on this particular day, I just decided to take a different route. And I think this was a different route to pick him up. I don't even think I was taking him to school. And it might have been because I want to say he was like, well, I'll tell you a story. So we're going, and I turn, and I happen to just like, I don't even know what made me, because I'm thinking like in my head while I'm talking to you, what made me go that way? No particular reason, because I only live like maybe 7 to 10 minutes away from the school, if that. And so the way that we go was cool, right? And so I have a couple of alternate ways, but for the most part, we're good. And so this specific day, I was just like, let's turn down here and see, like, where it takes us, and, if there's extra traffic or whatever, right? Just thinking, honey, why did your girl get to the school in like 3 or 4 minutes? Literally 3 or 4 minutes. Can we say 3 or 4 minutes? Look to your neighbor, say, neighbor, 3 or 4 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes. Yes. Now, you just heard me say that we got there. We normally get to school 7 to 10 minutes, which is still quick. Don't ask me why I never considered going this other route. Don't ask me why I didn't know it was quicker, because I didn't, right? But I've been taking him to school that way ever since I figured out I can get there a lot quicker, and picking him up. Like, I go that way to pick him up as well. And that specific day, I automatically was like, I got to tell this, and I got to share this with my people, because I'm like, what if what you're doing is working, but like there might be another way of doing it? And so there are two frames of mind here, if I can just be honest with you. It's two frames of like mindset or even perspective. And so the first one is, maybe you're stuck, right? Maybe what you're doing is not working. Maybe you're like doing it, but it's like, it's really not getting me what I really want, as far as the results, the outcome, all that kind of stuff. And so my question is, have you considered an alternate route, right? Have you tried something different, right? Sometimes we're so afraid to try something different because it's like, well, what if it doesn't work? Well, child, what you doing ain't working. So it can't get any better or any worse. Like, you just realize, okay, well, this is not working and that's not working. Maybe I need to try something else. But we can't get so afraid of not trying that we miss an opportunity to explore what's on the other side of that, right? So that's the first frame of mind. The second frame of mind is, maybe you're not stuck. Maybe things are good, right? For me, taking my son to school is good. Like, I sometimes I take him one way and then I bring him home another way. Like, when I pick him up, it's not the same way, but it works, right? I'm not like, it doesn't take me 30 minutes to get him home. Doesn't, like, it's none of those things. Like, the rhythm, the routine is good. But like you've not really explored another way. And really, because it's been good, like there's nothing wrong with it. To be honest, like there was nothing wrong with the way I was taking my son to school. However, there were other options. There were alternate options. And so this is why I want to have this conversation with you, because as your coach, if we were having this conversation one-on-one and maybe in a 90-minute strategy session, I may ask you, have you considered other options? What have you done differently? Have you thought about doing something differently, right? And then sometimes I really want to say it from this perspective. Sometimes it's not even about finding another way, right? Sometimes because really wasn't what it was about. It's more about exploring your options. It's more about exploring what's available. It's more about exploring opportunity. It's more about really creativity and, you know what I'm saying? Like newness. Like that's what it's about. And so if you're stuck, maybe you're not stuck, maybe you're in between, like you're stuck some days and some days you're not. I really want you to journal, there's your homework, around this question. Have I considered an alternate route to what I'm doing in a specific area of my life, whether maybe it's your finances, whether it's your faith, like you could be looking at doing something different as it relates to prayer, your Bible study, your quiet time, your self-care, how your boundaries. Like, have you considered an alternate route? And you know, I'm big on rhythm and routine, right? Y'all, you know, I teach that. But what if, right? There are options that you can like you can change it up, right? You can enhance or improve that rhythm or that routine, right? That we're not so locked in to a rhythm and a routine of something that we miss an opportunity to explore something new. It was really exciting to be in a space where I'm like, man, how, like, and I really sometimes when I'm still driving that route, I'm like, why didn't I ever think to go down here? And you know what? I will say the reason is because it is a major street, right? One of the major streets. And I think thought that there would be more traffic down that street than the regular street that I go down. And it wasn't. I think that really, like, now that I'm thinking in hindsight, like, you know, when you look and you're like, no, this is a busy street, it's probably more traffic that way than this way. And in all actuality, I think everybody was thinking that because everybody was going the way that we normally went. There weren't that many people going this other way. That's a whole nother word. You'll catch it tomorrow when you wake up. What if what you're thinking seems to be the more complicated way is actually a more simplistic way? It's a way that you're able to do it with more ease, because guess what? Since everybody is already thinking this way and nobody really is thinking this way, or nobody's really doing it this way, what if it leads to you doing it quicker? What if you get quicker results? What if you get better results? What if? And like I said in the very beginning, sometimes it's not about any of that. It's literally about you being in a season of exploration, you being in a season of figuring out, you being in a season of like, this is my season of, I'm surprising myself. So I can kind of like, I'm always, you know, it's kind of like I'm expecting this, but in this way, I don't know what I'm getting. And so I'm not necessarily expecting an outcome. I'm okay with the outcome. It's the process of exploration that I'm vested in. Honey, that's a word right there. It's the process of exploration that I'm vested in. And that ain't even in my notes. Y'all know, child, when them downloads come, they come. And so I just wonder if you can be in a season of exploration around some particular areas of your life. And if you need support, book the call. It's a 90-minute strategy session with me, your girl, your coach. It's $500. And let me just tell you, with that, you get the replay. So you can go back through what we've talked about and the instructions that I've given. You also actually get a 30, 60, or 90-day action plan, right? Because I'm going to tell you what you need to be doing on a consistent basis, and you'll get that via email. And then also you'll get a 2-week follow-up right? So in 2 weeks after we meet, you'll get a 30-minute follow-up call to kind of see how you're doing, how things, panned out. Are you struggling in a specific area? And we'll also talk about next steps because, with next steps, you may say, you know what, I love this so much. Let's do it again. Because I just booked one of these with a young lady a couple of weeks ago, and that's exactly what she did. She had not really planned on, booking, but she's like, man, like, what you gave me, I already feel lighter. I already, am doing what you're telling me to do. I'm already seeing clarity. And so I want to, on our follow-up call, I want to explore what it looks like to work with you. We had her follow-up call. And so now she's booked to work with me again. I'm just saying, book that strategy call, girl. Or boy, right? I don't know. This might be men or women out here. And so if you need a strategy call, this is not just for women, right? This can be for men as well. And so at any rate, I want you to just position yourself for a season of exploration, right? You need to be vested in a season of exploration because maybe what you're doing is working, but maybe you can be doing it quicker. You can be doing it faster. You can be doing it with more ease. Like there may be another way. And so again, have you considered an alternate route to what you're currently doing? Whether it's working or not, right? If it's because sometimes we get so locked in, oh, it's working, right? We ain't gonna fix if it ain't fixed. If it ain't broke, let's not fix it. I'm not saying, and again, it's not about fixing, it's about exploration, right? What are you learning about yourself, right? What are you learning about others during this process, right? This process or this season of exploration. That's really what it's about. So I hope that this was good for you because it was good for me because it actually helped me to look at because, as a coach, I'm also, looking at ways that, whether I need to be changing or exploring things from a different perspective as well, right? If I'm teaching it to you, I'm learning it, right? And I'm walking through it. And so I'm doing that as well, right? And so, what are some alternate ways that you can explore what you're currently doing, right? What you're currently doing, whether it's working or not. If it's not working, what are some alternate, what's the alternate route, right? What are the other options that you can look at, right? And if you're not sure, then that's where you need to book the 90-minute strategy session, so that maybe I can give you some suggestions because sometimes we're so like locked in a thing that our brain won't allow us to see beyond right where we are in this bubble. And so then it's kind of like, and when I suggest it, a lot of times, my coaching clients are like, how come I didn't think of that? And I'm like, well, probably because you're in it, right? And so your mind won't let you see outside of it. I'm outside looking in. I can look at the other alternate routes and you know what I'm saying? Like I can look and say, okay, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this? What about this? Let's do this. So again, have you considered an alternate route? Take some time to journal about that. Take some time to walk yourself through it, to talk it out, to think it out, whatever it might be. And I'd love to be able to know, like after you've taken that time to do it, in the comments below or email me and let me know, like, hey, I did think about it and I tried it, right? And guess what? It worked. And even if it doesn't work, let me know and say, I tried it and it actually took me a little bit longer, but I enjoyed the process of exploration and trying to figure it out, right? So again, this is your girl, Detra Trueheart, your personal life coach and your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, here with another dose of Tuesday Tea with D. 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 We got back up. Tuesday Tea with D. 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 I will see you next time for another week and another dose, another serving of Tuesday Tea with D.